Hello, and today I would love to talk about the one thing that pisses me off about fitness industry. We all know that being consistent with your goals is the one thing that gets you to achieve your goals, right? Right. However, there is a really huge gap between being consistent and obsessive compulsion. Now, every day on the internet, I see hundreds of influencers and motivational speakers trying to push the narrative that you must not skip even a day of your training. You must arrive to the gym. The more you dig deeper in it, the more rigid that narrative becomes. Otherwise, you are skipping on your goals. You are skipping on your best self. Now, any professional in the fitness industry whose fitness isn't actually a coping mechanism is going to tell you that whether you go to the gym 4 or 5 times does not matter in the grand span of things. Whether you go to the gym 4 times per week or 5 times per week, or alternating between different weeks, is not going to make or break your progress. What might break your progress is burnout, which builds up over time if you create really rigid structures for how you should and shouldn't exist. If you are so used to going to the gym and the thought of skipping one day at the gym makes you uncomfortable, you must push in the direction of that discomfort and actually skip a day. No one is telling you to just lie on the couch and not do anything for the rest of the day. You may go for a walk, you might do something else, but the rigid mindset where you are only exercising if you are inside of the gym, if you're doing a certain type of movement, that is obsessive compulsion, and that is not healthy. I had the most fragile sense of self when I was the most consistent with my gym. And why? I was jobless. What did I do? I started going to the gym 4 to 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. Now please answer me if you think that's healthy. As a boot camp, possibly, but not if you try to maintain that lifestyle every week, every month, every year for years on end. For a lot of people who aren't already in the fitness industry, who aren't already leading a certain lifestyle where they know for a fact that it's a core part of their personality, skipping a day or two may be a natural thing. However, if you also associated with a whole breadth of emotional value that we assign to not delivering on what we thought we would deliver, that turns into obsession, that turns into compulsion. And I know what I'm talking about because aside from being a psychologist and a person that leads a fitness lifestyle, I also used to have two eating disorders, one of them being compulsive overeating and another being bulimia, wherein after compulsively overeating I would go and throw up. And believe you me, I was doing it consistently. And what was pushing me to that was certainly not discipline, but rather obsession, compulsion, to achieve a certain stereotype where if I do achieve it, I can rest assured that my self-worth rests exactly where I want it. It is much easier to stay consistent if your consistency is actually driven by compulsion, by obsession, where you literally do not let yourself exist unless you perform certain rituals day in and day out. People who have substance abuse are extremely consistent with their substance usage. We're not calling that discipline.